I've had to come into a church just to make this quick documentary. We had this Gemma, and surname begins with an F, but I can't give a full name for legal reasons or permission. And she doesn't like me, and she does like me, well, through time. The nearest to her liking me was when we were speaking to each other passing on the beach on a regular basis, so there'd be nobody else on the beach, just me in one direction, her in the other direction, and there'd also be another person that looks like her that walked that beach on a regular basis as well. Well, that was all okay in the first lockdown, but there were times where she's not really sort of speaking. I thought, she doesn't really know me, so that's not a problem. During the second lockdown, obviously things started to turn nasty because she thought I was somebody else. She was being confused. Liam and Sven, obviously, yeah, believe it or not, which is what regular names I'm mistaken for, was being sort of hinted. And there are times where she'd just ignore me if I said, all right, out in the second lockdown, or not speak at all. Then she'd make a few remarks and at times, and I thought I'd stop speaking. Then she said, all right, for the very last time before I moved from Burnham-on-Sea. So I decided to leave a letter in the shop saying, do you fancy going for a coffee? So we've been speaking on the beach recently, and I thought to get to know each other just as like friendship. And I left my number on there. She phoned up and got really aggressive, saying that you don't want to mess with her because her mates would absolutely kill you and smash you to pieces and all the rest of it. So she phoned me up, which was March or April 2022. Just a couple of weeks later, I had someone call me. It might not be connected, but he pretended to be the name of Scott, and he wanted to take my life violently with a weapon and smash me out on the railway track at HIGHBRIDGE. But we didn't meet at HIGHBRIDGE because I was a bit worried because I didn't know who it was, and this person was pretending to be a single lady, only aged 30. I think it was. I can't remember what was texting me now, but we met in Bridgewater, and he said he was basically wants to take me out and put me in a hospital bed. He said, Sexuality. He said, you're sick, and that and all the rest of it. So at that time I decided to give a false name, and I put my phone on silent so that if he did ring, nothing would come through. So basically, even though I pretended to say I wasn't my name, Justin, he says, yes you are, and then he started to, then I had to shout for help, and he said, you wuss, and all the rest of it, and so on. Well, after that, I had a couple of threats occur later on. Now, I don't like to get my neighbours involved, but there's a specific neighbour at my place that I'm always mentioning time and time and again. The first name was mentioned to that, and the place name was mentioned to that, which is not good. But we'll just stop a minute. That neighbour who lives at my place, who begins with M, I was actually told by two people in a white van before I actually moved to Thorn House, when I was living at Burnham-on-Sea, that this M person is going to cane me dead. And it turns out when I did move there was a person called M, and it's the neighbour that's giving all the trouble at the moment, banging, making noises, saying I'm breaking in, injecting you and doing all the rest of it, and taking you out of your life, taking your life away, shooting you, whatever. Anyway, back to Gemma. I've had recent threats to say that Gemma is only 31 and that I'm a real sick so-and-so, and that this is the reason that you were supposed to be smashed in last year or something like that. And there's been other recent threats and all the rest of it. And I thought to myself, well, I'm 42, so and she's 31, so, and basically saying that she's a child attraction, saying she's a child, saying that she's 31, and saying that you should be smashed in and all the rest of it. And I've had quite a few threats over it. So I just wanted to let you know what about this. So obviously, yeah, I've tried making friendship with her, and I didn't know back in the time that age gaps are like this with everybody. Apparently, if there's more than 2 years difference in age, I know it sounds stupid, but you're known as a sicko now in today's term. And I've not had anyone in my whole life either, and I don't make exceptions for that either. But anyway, just wanted to make that conspiracy to let you know.